I'll begin with the way we pose the question, because we haven't really dug into the politics of this yet. But obviously, in terms of pragmatically for the markets, they are wondering what all this unrest means for President Trump's reelection. What would you say about that?
Well, it may have an impact. I mean, there's so many other challenges right now that the country faces, not least of which, of course, would be the rate of unemployment and caused by the pandemic. So there'll be other issues that will impact voters at the polls as they prepare to consider who they want to vote for in November. But with regards to this issue, I mean, I suppose that it can be said that if we do nothing, it'll cost us more money than if we don't. I mean, we need to respond. Something needs to be done about these unfortunate police actions that have resulted in the death of black people around the country. And while some people might say, well, it's just a shame, and certainly it's good to protest, and we have the right to have our voices heard, that is all true. And people ought to be heard, and this is the time to talk about how we come together and how we make change positively as a country. But at the end of the day, real leadership, I think, from the standpoint of the elected officials like those in Congress, is seen by whether or not they put forward any kind of a legislative remedy. And they can do that. I haven't heard much from Congress about that, about how we fix this problem, how we fix this challenge. And I think that Cato Institute did a wonderful piece just a couple of years ago saying that real police reform requires national policing standards. And I think they're right. That if you had national policing standards, if you at least had minimum standards with regards to the use of excessive force, you could avoid these kinds of unfortunate incidents where people lose their lives because of the lack of any kind of a policing standard.
So maybe, I guess, to kind of phrase it back to how this plays out, because this does coincide with an election cycle, is that an issue that, you know, prospective President Biden could take, you think, and have a lot of success with? Is that an issue that, you know, someone in Congress who's looking to flip control or is in a tight race could become a champion of a cause like that? Do you think this becomes one of these issues that we hear and propels people to the polls months from now?
Well, this is one of the times when, Kelly, doing the right thing could also be doing the politically expedient thing. Because clearly this is something that needs to be addressed right now. It's not enough for us to be angry. It's much more important that we address it and fix the problem. And for any member of Congress, for any candidate running for political office on any level, but certainly those running on the national level, this is a wise thing to discuss and to propose and to move forward. And it's not outside of the bounds of what Congress can do. They can hold hearings. These committees can hold hearings on legislative reform, on national standards for policing that would involve the community and likewise members of the police force to figure out the ways that we can avoid these kinds of sad confrontations with even sadder results.